Okay, I think I got the first shot. Let me show you how that looks. Pretty simple setup for the most part. I've got the red can in here with the red background. There's the shot. And there's the initial exposure, which looks horrible on, there we go. That's better, okay. Yeah, I'm liking that. Very simple, not a lot to it. I may spritz it a little bit so that it's got some beads of water on there. The real trick to that would be some glycerin so they stick on there, but since I don't have that, I think I'll just spritz it and take a quick shot before it starts dripping too much. And then I'm going to go to this black can. If you see, I've got a black can as well, and I might try to do some more interesting things with that rather than just straight on red like that. We'll definitely do black on black, but I may add another element or, I don't know, something a little different. But I think that's a good first shot. See that? I'm liking it. Cool. Might try one more. Maybe I can get a couple of drips. But I'm liking that a lot. Hopefully I'm not drenching my light that's in the background. But didn't think about that until I started spraying water. I think that looks pretty good, except I think the highlight on this can is a little too much on the right side, so we're going to back that light around behind a little bit so that highlight isn't so wide. And then I think the background is a little too light back there. I think in this case I can tone that down so it goes darker. So we're going to tweak that a little bit, and I might back off a little bit, not quite so tight. Yeah, I might back that off a little bit, and I might run, I don't know, like I said, I'm going to bring another element in to make it a little bit less straightforward, maybe a little more creative composition. I don't know, we'll see. I'm going to play with it for a little bit, come away with a second really cool shot, but let's get the lighting right first. The black can became a little bit more of a challenge than the red can. Both of them have kind of a matte finish to them, so I thought they would take the light really easy, but the black is definitely more shiny and reflective, so there's a lot more going on with it. But as you can see, I've put in a blue card back there that matches the blue on the label. I'll go through some of the technical stuff I did here in just a second, but I got one more shot to do. Then I'm going to spritz this can down. I think I've got it. Challenge accepted. I love it that you have to sit there and play and tweak and do all these different things until you get it the way you want it. That's the art and the challenge of product photography and reflective surfaces and getting everything the way you want it. But I think I'm really, really close. Couple final shots, and then I'll go through the lighting and everything, and then we'll get them into the computer. Make sure they look like what I think they're looking on the back of the camera. Okay, I think that might be the final. it, loving it. Looks good. For what it's worth, I don't know anything about this energy drink, so as far as the company, I've never heard of them. I just thought the can looked cool. So if there's some strange company doing weird things, I apologize. I just don't know. But there you go. I think we got it. All right, guys, so here's the technical side of things. I know a lot of you guys like to know how I do all the lighting and all the setup. For starters, let's go here. ISO 160, I am at, I'm just short of F11. So I'm about 8 2/3. ISO 160, like I said, 80 millimeter lens, and I think I've got it racked out to 80 millimeters. The black can on the black background presented a few more challenges. Main light is an Godox AD100 in an octabox. I put the scrim in front of the octabox to diffuse the highlight on that one side even more. Then I've got a white card on this side, on the shadow side, to make a highlight on the left side of the can. In this case, we had a black background. I've got a Godox V1 back here. With the black one, I took the modifier off. I had a snoot on this light when I was doing red. Took it off for the black one. And then in this case, I put the blue card kind of coming in at an angle. Just wanted that, I don't know, just kind of a composition element come in. So the other thing I was running into was the light from the main light spilling onto my black background and it not going completely black. Now, a couple of things I could have done. I probably could have just backed the black background back a couple of feet. I've got some room back there in the studio to do that. That would have had less light on the background. But what I opted to do was put this black card in here, because not only did that knock some of the light off the background, it also knocked some of the light off that blue card, because I thought the blue card was getting a little too bright. And I wanted to control that a little bit. The other thing, if you notice, this softbox right here, I've got it pinned against the scrim pretty tightly, where before it was, backed off a little bit. It was back a little bit and letting some light spill onto the background. So I controlled the light on the background, let it go as dark as I could get it, which is pretty much black, especially at the top. And that's about it. You'll notice when I was shooting, I was holding this fill card up like this. What I was doing was getting a reflection in the wording right there. Without that reflection in there, it was just going dark. So the light that is up here is not doing anything. It just happened to be on the top of the stand that is holding the blue card. So, okay guys, that's a wrap. I love it when things come together and the shoot goes well. And even though I had a little bit of a challenge with the black can because it had some more reflections and some things to overcome, it was a lot of fun to get in here, troubleshoot, work it out, and come up with a nice finished product. I think the red one was a whole lot easier, but the black one, I love the challenge. I love being in the studio. It's been too long since I've been in here. It's a little bit of a gloomy day outside. It's been trying to rain off and on, so it was a good day to be in a studio. Although it's always a good day to be in the studio if you ask me. But successful shoot nonetheless. Now, I have to tell you, I've had this vision kind of in my head. I was at the grocery store months and months ago, and I happened to see these cans, and I thought, it'd be a lot of fun to photograph something like that. And in the back of my mind, I've thought, I'm always going to do this shoot. Finally, today I did it. One of the things about photography is just, you got to do it. I've met a lot of photographers that have all these great ideas, and they want to do these things. The truth is, you just got to get out there and do it. So today I made some time, had a photo shoot scheduled for today. It got postponed. I would have ended up working 6 days in a row this week, but today's shoot got canceled, or at least postponed. Hopefully we'll do it soon in the future. But that freed up a day, and I thought, today's the day I'm getting in the studio. I'm doing those shots that I've been thinking about for a while. Now, I do have to tell you, when you go to, I was just at a local grocery store, got those two cans, And I went through and probably looked a little silly looking at every single can to pick the perfect one. I think I picked two that were, you know, no dings or anything like that. But as I went through the checkout line, the girl just kind of threw them in the bag, and I kind of cringed a little bit. And I'm pretty sure she dented the black one. I don't think I dented it on the way home. But if you notice, there's a couple of dents actually at the top of my black can. But, you know, as I'm looking at it, I'm like, geez, I'm going to have to Photoshop that. But when I spritzed them down with the water droplets kind of hid the dents. So that was kind of a pleasant surprise. If you look at these images, there is almost no Photoshop work done to them. I vignetted the black edges a little bit, brought up the highlights ever so slightly, but for the most part, these are straight out of the camera. And just for the record, I shot this with a Fuji X-T4, 26 megapixel crop sensor camera. And look at the detail here. This is phenomenal. For those of you who are full frame only people, I will put my APS-C size sensor up against your full frame any day. You get the right exposure, you get it in focus, and you're going to get some phenomenal results. This Fuji X-T4, even though there's an X-T5 out, the X-T4 is a generation behind, and you know, who knows, the X-T6 might be on the way. I'm super impressed with this X-T4. Amazing. I just absolutely thrilled with this camera, and I've been using it for a couple years, and you know I've talked about it before. So just want to show it off a little bit, what it did, and the results. Now I think that's about it. If you guys have got comments, questions, or complaints, you know, leave them in the comment section. I always love to hear from you guys, as always. If you could leave me a thumbs up, I would appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed, think about doing that. I would appreciate it as well. We just hit 2,600, which remarkable to me. Every new subscriber just blows me away. I appreciate you guys, and hey, we got another video coming up soon, I am sure. I will see you in the next one.